In case these pictures didn't come out clearly in the other videos, there is irredeemable. Camera might need some cleaning. Number 7. Anyway, okay. Oh, the probability thing that I didn't finish up. It got cut off. From Wikipedia, Einstein says, God does not play dice with the universe. And he wrote a letter to Niels Bohr, famous letter, saying the same thing. What happens was the measurement for the uncertainty thing was from the quantum mechanics. Einstein didn't like it, and neither did the other guy. I don't know if it was Niels Bohr, but they both agreed that only because they could not measure, could not do an accurate measurement, that it was baloney, that you couldn't get determination. Here it is. It's on the very last part. Last paragraph. The object wave function evolves deterministically. Okay. A revolutionary discovery of early 20th century physics was the random character, no such thing as randomness, because we're all connected, character of all physical processes that occur at subatomic scales and are governed by the laws of quantum mechanics. The objective wave function evolves deterministically, but according to the Copenhagen interpretation, it deals with probabilities of observing the outcome being explained by wave function class when an observation made. However, the loss of determination for the sake of instrumentalism did not meet with the universal approval. Albert Einstein famously remarked in a letter to Max Born, "I'm convinced that God does not play dice." Like Einstein, Erwin Schrödinger, who discovered the wave function, believed quantum mechanics is a statistical approximation of an underlying deterministic reality. Okay. This was the last near the last paragraphs when we were talking about randomness, which does not exist either, because everything happens for a reason. In a deterministic universe based on Newtonian concepts, there would be no probability if all conditions were known. Laid places demon. So instead of, this, I'm tired of this, people saying, oh, I don't know, I'm not sure. Go with your gut. We have and we need go with deterministic answers, because there is so much fear that people don't want to say what they feel. They're scared. And that's why we can't move forward. That's why, we're moving forward way too slow. So instead of probability, I already explained that. I don't use it. Okay. These National Geographics are my parents, and I've been reading them. I have about 100 of them. They date back from like the 1950s, 1960s, something like that. I call National Geographic national overpopulation, because practically every article is about overpopulation. If you read about anything, not just National Geographic, our number one problem, everything, all our problems come from overpopulation. There's only a few here. Oh, before I forget, there's an encyclopedia, World Encyclopedia, on Japan, talking about one of the articles has a picture of. They actually have these pushers that push the people in the subway. They have them. They push them in. They're like policemen or security guards or whatever. And they're actually hired. Actually, they're only hired. They're not policemen. I don't know. They push the people in. That's how full it is in Tokyo. But this one here's, and I didn't prepare this. I gathered all the material that I knew, that I read up on, and then I'm going to read it to you now. So I have not prepared this at all. So I apologize, but for the sake of time, and I'm doing. Here it is. This is September 92, Volume 182, Number 3, with the dolphins on the front. Letters for him. Leon Kolowinsk from Yorba Linda, California. You shouldn't wish, you should pray. you had given more attention to India's population explosion, projecting the 1990 population of 853 million to the year 2025 leads to more than 1.4 billion mouths to feed. It is difficult to see how even the basic necessities of this expanded population can be met without further encroachment on the besieged nature reserves. I was listening to the radio about an hour ago, and they were mentioning about India's uncontrollable growth. And there's numerous articles on India in National Geographic, always talking about it. Look at this. Look at it. This is according to population density. A country, according to, if you drew it according to their geography, and you observe, I apologize, it's so blurry. Clean the camera. Look at that. It's almost the same. Going from Japan to, I think, what is that? Saudi Arabia. Look at most 8 to 10 people in India and China are farmers. Half the people on the planet are farmers. So that's why they've actually been able to grow. They use every part of the land for farming, but they're all polluted. The what do you call it? The chemicals and all that stuff. But look at that. Look how full they are. 1 billion, 1 billion. Fever chart of warming planet. That is grown from, projected from 1920 to 2040. So from 2000, it starts shooting way up at a 45-degree angle. It's going to go, it's been for the longest time between 0.5 and 1. And it shoots up to 3 degrees Celsius by 2040. Okay. And only I think 1 Celsius change is enough to cause cataclysmic change. Alright, this one is about China. After liberation, China's population spurred outward, non-forced, the word is too strong, I think. Family planning has helped slow the growth. China employs all forms of birth control, but surely the most effective is social pressure. This is actually one of the best ways to control overpopulation. Basically, they're talking about awareness. And Dennis Miller, maybe 3 years ago, said the best way to stop overpopulation is to have a paid incentive. And they actually do have that in India. One of those National Graphics, they actually pay this guy, I don't know, maybe like $12, do a little snippet of the thing, and he goes away. They've been battling this for a long time. Our own government had a eugenics, I'm not for eugenics, but we had a eugenics program. The reason they shut it down because of racism. But racism actually doesn't exist because it's all about character, because you have the same types of characters no matter what race you are. And I have had that experience when I got to travel the world like 2-3 years ago. And from my own experiences. Okay. Back to this article. I heard something of this from chairman of the neighborhood committee of Pumpkin Lane, a community of 7,600 near the railroad station. All neighborhoods have a committee. Its members are elected by the residents, subject to approval by the next higher body, the street committee. Several street committees form a distinct committee. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, anyway. Our health campaigns, encouraging study of party affairs, promoting family health. We educate young people to have only one child, she said. When parents realize the benefits, which include a bonus that must be paid back if they have a second child, they usually like the idea, she added. In some families, we do have a difficulty. Some couples have a daughter but want a son, so they would like to have another child. In this occasion, we pursue them. Persuasion, bringing the weight of the community to bear, is strong stuff. To be criticized is to be disgraced. If the neighborhood committee fails to dissuade a family from having a second child, the units where husband and wife work may be brought into action. Mrs. Wang's committee has also called on work units to help persuade couples not to divorce. She said the neighborhood has a perfect record of 0 divorces. That's why I always say awareness is actually the best way. Okay.